Maybe we're not going live. Oh, we're live.
Hey, we're live.
Awesome. Oh, wait, no. Are we live?
Are we live? I think we're live
All right,
now.
we're live.
We've got a thumbs up, 6 viewers currently.
Perfect. Your self-esteem's doing well.
Yes. So here we are on Sammy's couch. I first want to say that I'm neighbors with Sammy, so this is why we get to film in his apartment. Mine is a little bit more messy. And he's got the comfier couch, to be honest.
So. Very comfy couch. Mm-hmm. And welcome to Tea at 10, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got our mugs.
Yes. Mine says, "Good morning, handsome," because nobody else says it to me, so I need to hear it from somewhere.
Mine is a nice Pisces mug.
Oh my God, I just saw the back of that.
And on the back of the mug, it tells the different traits that Pisces have. So it's nice. It's a nice self-affirmation that I'm a compassionate, imaginative, selfless, intuitive, and wise person.
And mine tells me I'm handsome, which is all I need to hear. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we hope y'all are doing well on day 3 of not quarantine, but kind of quarantine. I'm going to move this
social
forward.
Distancing.
We good? Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Haley. She loves our mugs.
Oh my God. Thanks, Haley.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Commenting.
Yeah. So if anybody is logging on, YouTube is owned by Google. So if you just log in with your Google account on the right-hand side, hey, Tyler, on the right-hand side, you guys can log on and comment any questions, anything you want to know about what we're talking about or what's going on.
Yeah. So I know that for the first couple of days we did Facebook Live videos, which some of our folks were like, I don't really use Facebook, but I still want to hear updates from you. So we thought, okay, we'll try out YouTube and see how it goes today. So if you didn't see the first 2 videos, we'll give you some recaps for Monday and for Tuesday. So the update for Monday is that April's canceled.
Yes. Life is canceled for the next 30 days.
Basically. So for April, we had all these plans for the Alfred college visits, and we had the spring break college visits. And unfortunately, we did have to cancel them. It wasn't even just our choice either, because actually all colleges are pretty much stopping their admissions tours right now. I'm part of this Facebook group that's focused around higher education and the specific virus that's happening. So oftentimes there's people who are like, oh, what are your campuses doing? And they all say, we're canceling. So yeah, there you go.
But we will most likely have college tours to replace these at some point over the next couple of months. So make sure you're checking with your advisors and asking questions, whatnot, about when this is going to happen.
Oh, yeah, there is a llama in the background.
There is a llama.
She's a special person.
So this is my favorite decoration in my apartment. And yes, as Becky just said, this is Karen, because she has a judgmental look and she judges you the entire day. So when I sit in my apartment at home, I just get judged by a llama. Thank you for the comment, Kendra.
Yeah. Other updates from Monday. We are canceling the Tuesday evening advising for the rest of the year. However, assuming things clear up and things go back to normal, starting at the end of May and through June, we're going to have Saturday Regents review sessions. Details to be announced. We're securing locations and things like that. So
yep. Most likely it will be in the morning. We'll also probably provide lunch, and we'll provide transportation to and from the event, most likely. Thanks, Laura. Hi, Lisa. Good morning to you too.
What else about Monday? So we also talked about
one of the spring incentives was canceled because the Nighthawks,
the lacrosse team.
Yes, the sports are done. Sports ball is done. So we can't go to that, and we will keep you all updated on the second spring incentive trip and what's happening with that.
Becky says that it's postponed, not canceled.
Oh, thank you, Becky. I got that wrong. It's postponed.
Yes. So the lacrosse game has been postponed, not canceled. All those details will be announced later. Additionally, we still plan on moving forward with the summer program. I know someone was concerned about that, and they were also concerned about the summer trip. There's no plans for any type of cancellation of that at the moment. You know, we just have to assess the situation, but, you know, we're just planning like we're planning as normal.
Yes. And so that also means that the banquet in May is still going to happen. So still plan on that. We will send out information. I believe that there is a flyer, or sorry, a newsletter going out this week or early next week that will have all this information for you as well. So please read through that. It gives a detailed list of what's canceled and what's still happening. And we'll send out more information as we go back to work, because we're working from home until at least March 30th. And so after that point, we will send you all more information if we're back in the office. Right. Becky says that the newsletter was mailed yesterday, so you all should hopefully get it within a day or two.
Yeah, so just check your mail.
Pending the post office and what they're doing through this pandemic.
And anything else from Monday that we forgot to cover?
No.
Okay. So Tuesday. That was yesterday.
Yes, yesterday.
We talked about working from home and how to be a good student while working at home. And guess what? Now we have to be good professional adults who work at home. And
so we're in hoodies and drinking tea on my couch with a llama.
Mine's a quarter zip.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. If you want to see that video, it is on Facebook. Unfortunately, we're having trouble downloading it and uploading it to YouTube. So it's only on Facebook. It looks like we may stay on YouTube for the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of doing this, because it's working out well and it will be saved for everybody. So that information is on Facebook.
But the gist was, is that overall, when you are working at home, it's important to stay organized, to minimize distractions, to not multitask, and to set a schedule for yourself. That was just the overview of like what we talked about. And we provided different tips and links for things. So if you weren't able to see the video and you want those links and you're not on Facebook, email us and we'll send it to you.
And also give your siblings a scavenger hunt of things that you don't own. But today's topic is going to be about virtual tours.
Woo!
So
this is my choice.
Christina's very excited about this. This is a very Christina-y kind of thing.
Yes, I think it's a very much a me type of thing, because I couldn't really go on tours for a long time. I'm not even just saying college tours, but just like I've always wanted to travel, and I've been limited by like finances and things like that. So the technology though has changed significantly. So you're allowed to like feel like you're actually walking through different places. So I know that a lot of us were looking forward to the spring break visit as well as the Alfred visits, because maybe you didn't go to those campuses before. Maybe it was, you went there at least once, but you wanted to get another chance at it. Oh,
virtual tours were social distancing before it was cool.
That's what,
which is correct. Yes.
Yeah, no, very true. So I've actually been looking through our trips and whatnot of what we were planning on doing in April, and I noticed that I think almost all of the schools that we were visiting host a virtual tour.
Before we go any further, for those of you who don't understand what a virtual tour is, essentially you can go to a website of museums, college campuses, a whole bunch of different places, and you can click through a map of their campus and you can walk through their campus on your computer. You can go into specific buildings. You can go look at different art exhibits or museum exhibits if you're at a museum website. So it's doing everything from the comfort of your couch, and you just have to click through everything. So that's what we're talking about when we're saying you can go walk through these places or visit these places from your couch.
Yeah. And besides the virtual reality aspect of you sort of like walking through, there's also YouTube videos that will just be a guided tour for you. And some of these virtual tours will have someone who is narrating the tour for you. Some of them won't. And sometimes you have the option of hearing the audio that goes with it. And sometimes you don't have the option and you can just press, mute if you really don't want to listen. But they do have good and useful information. So,
yes.
Yeah. So what I was mentioning was that I was looking at all of the different colleges that we were going to visit, and I saw that both Alfreds host virtual tours. So if you go on any college admissions page, there's going to be a section for tours and like scheduling tours, visiting, etc. They usually will have something in that page that will say like virtual tour or visit us virtually, something along those lines. And then it will either stay on that website that's hosted through the college's website, or it'll take you to a different website that they've connected with some other company and they host the tour. So both Alfreds do host virtual tours. Most of the colleges from the spring break visit in Central New York also host virtual tours too. I couldn't really find Hartwick's. They did say that they offered it, but maybe because it wasn't mobile compatible. So that's another thing to consider, is that if you're doing everything from your cell phone, it might be a little more difficult to do it, to navigate. And if you have like your Chromebook from school or a laptop or desktop at home, then it might be better to try to do it from there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little bit about the college virtual tours. Anything else you want to add about it?
Nothing that I can think of. This is just a really great opportunity for all of you to explore colleges that you may not have gotten to otherwise. And if you have questions about after you go through these virtual tours, feel free to message your advisors and ask us questions about those colleges. Ask us whether we know anything about them. Ask us if we think they'd be a good fit for you, if they have programs that you want. The virtual tour is the first step, just like a regular college tour. You shouldn't just go through a virtual tour and then do nothing else. Ask your advisor, bring us into that conversation afterwards. And if you want to, sit with us on Instant Messenger, on Gmail, or send us an email as you're going through that virtual tour, and we can talk about stuff with you as you're doing it. So we can still be there with you through our computers and still answer questions for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Andy commented, how cool would it be to have a job as a drone operator that specialized in creating virtual tours? Yeah,
that would be very cool. And you all may get this summer an opportunity to kind of explore that a little bit. More details to come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's really great is with virtual tours, even with, you know, the social distancing that you're doing right now, even if you weren't social distancing, say you broke your foot or you had like an ankle injury and you really didn't want to like stress your body out, this is something that you can do year round. So it's really helpful for people who have different abilities or temporary impairments. So that's a really nice aspect of it. Another thing that you can do with virtual tours, besides like colleges, you can also visit museums. So not even just science museums or natural history museums, but also art museums. So say you're working on an art project or you're just interested in art, you can actually look at big museums like the Louvre and the Met and the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, and you can navigate through the art that's there, and it'll provide different, you know, informational pieces underneath the artwork. You can even zoom in, probably more than you could do in person, because if you've ever been to an art museum, there's a distance from where you're allowed to stand. So you can't actually like get really close like this. But through a virtual tour, that you can do that. And I know we're going to provide some links with some of those. So art museums are a great the Smithsonian's, that are national museums that are hosted in DC. Their Natural History Museum has a really great virtual tour that I was looking through yesterday. I kept showing Sammy. I was like, oh, look at all these gems and minerals and all these other things, the Hope Diamond, etc. So that was really cool. And besides those types of museums, if you're interested in animals, a lot of zoos, they may not be hosting a virtual tour where you're walking, but they're hosting these live videos or even a live safari. Like the Cincinnati Zoo is hosting a live safari every day, I think at 3 p.m. And they just are focusing on like an animal and going through their habitat. So that's pretty cool to see. I remember when everyone's like focused on that giraffe April and like when she was going to give birth. It's basically like that, but you can do it all year round, and it doesn't have to be about a pregnant giraffe. So
it's going to be about a pregnant llama instead.
Yes, yes. And is there anything else that you wanted to add?
Not that I can think of in terms of those virtual tours with museums and colleges.
I just highly recommend utilizing this time right now. If you haven't received your assignments from school yet, then this is a great opportunity to do what we talked about yesterday and engage your brain into something that's interesting and useful and keep your mind active. And time is a limited resource. So if you don't have other things that you have to do, but you want to look at colleges, like this is a really great time to do that and to ask us questions because we are home and we're here to answer your questions.
Just sitting on my couch waiting to answer questions. So,
and then eventually I'll be sitting on my couch waiting to answer your questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. So, besides us, I know that you've been seeing our faces. You saw Andy's face on Monday because we were all together in the office. We're gonna try to maybe. How would you explain the videos like with the third party?
So we are going to attempt to bring in everybody and do a live chat with everybody. We need to figure out the technology portion of it. So we're going to be bouncing back and forth with Andy until we can figure out how to stream all of us live at the same time. But tea at 10 will still happen every morning at 10 o'clock, although it may be coffee at 10 with Andy.
Where he'll spill the beans.
I'll probably hit you. Get out. You're no longer welcome here. Yeah, so it will still happen. It'll be different who's doing it in the morning so that you guys can have a little bit of variety. And we all have different things that we like to talk about. No, do not encourage this, Andy. Do not encourage that.
I thought about it last night, actually.
Me too. So just to give you all some ideas about what we're going to be talking about over the next couple of days, Fridays are just going to be fun Fridays where we're going to talk about fun stuff, movies or books or music or what we're doing to stay sane.
Hobbies.
You're going to watch Christina cross stitch and cry while watching This Is Us for a half hour. It's going to be amazing. And then we're going to talk about like scheduling one of the days, communication with your teachers. We're going to talk about the summer program next week on Wednesday. So tune in on Wednesday because that will be a really cool thing to watch. And we're also going to talk about some mental health and how to stay healthy in this situation and then just in life in general.
We have a question from Haley. She asked, does it count as multitasking if you're teaching little ones while doing your schoolwork as well? I mean, I would say, yeah, it does count as multitasking, but at the same time, like you're doing what you have to do to get your work done. If you weren't teaching them, you'd probably have to entertain them in a different way. Mm-hmm. And you were interested in becoming a teacher, we've talked about during advising. So this is a good experience to see if you like working with little ones, specifically like the pre-K age, and see if that's something that, it's sort of like an unofficial job shadow in a way.
And if you had to multitask and do something else while you had your own schoolwork, teaching other people is a really great thing to have to do because you're strengthening your own skills and you're reinforcing what you know. So this is probably the best multitasking situation that you could ask for. It's unfortunate that you have to do it, but this is the best situation that could come up of this.
Yeah, actually, I did that in college a lot. Like after I was studying my materials, if there was a concept that was like a little confusing for me, I would often like sit at dinner with my roommates and teach them about that specific concept and see if they understood it. And it would just reinforce the material for myself. And if they understood it, then I knew that what I was saying was like clear and everything. So, I mean, obviously you have to find someone who's willing to listen, but that's fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do y'all have any other questions about anything that is happening or what we're doing or anything like that? Obviously, the office phone is not going to work for the next, it will ring, but nobody will answer for the next 2 weeks because nobody is there. So please utilize email as much as possible.
Oh, yeah. Andy said setting timers for yourself is a great way to keep your focus while multitasking.
That tomato timer you talked about yesterday? Mm-hmm. Tomato?
Yeah, tomato timer.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a tomato timer. You can just set it on your phone.
Yes.
But, yeah, that is a great piece of advice. And then, yeah, setting timers for breaks too. We talked about that yesterday.
Mhm.
Just as a reminder, if you are taking breaks during your day and you don't want those breaks to turn into your whole day, then setting a timer is helpful for that.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, there's like also self control, but you have to like, if you're not there yet, it's good to have some type of enforcement from an outside tool.
Self-control is a learned
It's a learned skill.
It takes a lot of time to learn, and it takes struggling through college and doing assignments last minute to learn self-control and to learn discipline. But
Yeah,
you all
learn
will
not
get
to
there.
procrastinate either.
Yeah,
Mhm.
don't procrastinate.
Yeah, that's a life lesson. Don't
That's a
procrastinate.
big life lesson.
Okay. Do we have any other questions?
I don't think so. All right, so we'll all be back tomorrow morning at 10 again, either with tea or with coffee, one of the two. So tune in. We'll be chatting again for like 20, 30 minutes tomorrow. And then we'll be back Friday and every day for the next week or two.
Mhm.
So keep tuning in. We'll stay on YouTube, I think, for a while because it worked really well. And then this will be saved on YouTube just so you all can go back and watch it again if you want to, if you have questions. And Christina later will post a link with all the virtual tours that we talked about, and just general information on how to do that in case you forgot or have questions or just need to see it written down.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to take that away from you.
No, you're not. You're totally fine. So I'll post that on Facebook and Instagram and whatnot. So just keep tuning in. Keep sending us your questions. If there's a topic that you want to talk about,
Yes.
just let us know. When the scholar drawings come in.
Can you explain what you mean by the scholar drawings? Sorry, we had a question and we're not entirely certain what she means.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, really, if you guys have topics you want to talk about, the stuff that we're talking about is stuff that we're passionate about or that we think is useful. But hearing more ideas of what you want to talk about, answering your questions, I want to involve you as much as possible. So please give us ideas of things to talk about.
Mm-hmm. And just a reminder for seniors, we uploaded that laptop scholarship. Mm-hmm. So it is now accessible via Facebook. And if you need us to email the PDF copy to you, we can also do that.
So the February giveaway is done at this point. I don't know if all the winnings were distributed or not. I believe Becky in the newsletter had a chart of who won what day and how much. So that information should be coming out in the newsletter in the next day or two. And if you did not receive or somebody did not receive their maybe just winners or amounts or something, it should all be in the newsletter, Haley. So your mom, after reading that, if there's still questions, email Christina and she can answer all those, or email Becky because Becky has the list and all that specific information.
Honestly, I'd say email Becky for this particular thing because she's the one who manages the giveaway. And yeah. Mm-hmm. Good question, though.
Yep. And if you don't know her email, it's in the back of the newsletter coming out in the next day or two.
All right. Any other questions? Type fast.
I wonder if Karen will be back or if somebody else will be back.
Who's someone else?
You'll have to see. You'll have to see who joins us behind the couch next. All right, so
it's a mystery.
I just want to bring this up real quick. Y'all are probably too young, but all the Upward Bound staff is going to remember this. There was a show called The Big Comfy Couch, which was an amazing TV show with this clown. And I guess it's kind of weird
and she has
talking about it. Yeah, it's kind of weird talking about it. But it was called The Big Comfy Couch. And I feel like we're on the Big Comfy Couch right now.
Mm-hmm. But you don't have dust bunnies under your couch that like have stories.
And I'm not going to do a stretch around the clock because I don't know how she bent like that.
Oh, she was really flexible. You got to look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
You're already here anyway.
True.
So.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Andy will have special guests. He's not going to, his guests will not be as judgmental as Karen, but oh my God, it's still on. I had no idea. That is so cool.
Oh my gosh.
I don't get cable anymore. I don't get PBS. I'm going to have to look for it online. I wonder if it's the same person. It's a wonderful TV show. I mean, there's a lot of old TV shows that are wonderful, but
I don't know. I used to do the stretches with the lead character, like as a kid.
I don't know how she's been like that.
I probably couldn't do it the same exact way, but kids just imitate what's on
That's
TV.
true.
So
That's true. Anyway, so from us on the Big Comfy Couch and Tea at 10, we challenge accepted, Andy. Challenge accepted. My special guest will be just wait. He will be coming. We'll talk to you all in the next couple of days. Tune in tomorrow for Tea at 10, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow. It is ironic, Kendra.
All right.
All right.
Have a good rest of your morning, and just remember to email us or message us with questions that you have, or if you want to chat.
Yep, we're working till 4.
All right. Bye-bye.
See y'all.